Welcome, everybody, to BeoTalk number 366.
66.
I hope
Right
everybody's
on.
doing well. I am. How are you, Willie?
I'm good. I'm good. Like, I don't know. Like I was telling you before we went on the air, it was interesting that on Friday we were doing a job and I found a company that repairs boards on a micro level. So we'll get back into that, do some shillings.
Buy Willie a coffee. That's our super chat for the time being. I'll monitor it. If you want a guaranteed answer to your topic and or question, get him a coffee because he needs it.
I need
it. Then we have Skinny Play. Buy stuff for Skinny Play. Use the promo code in the chat, and it's also in the description. Get 10% off. And it's good stuff, always. And then we have our friends over at Tigrino Studio.
Let's not forget those guys for
sure. Same thing. In the chat is a link, and if you use the promo code, you also get 10% off of everything, which is really rather nice. And as per usual, come join our Discord if you haven't yet already, because you'll find out stuff sooner rather than later.
That's it.
Because as per usual, I think stuff went live before it was meant to, but hey, it's not our problem if it's public, right?
Nope. We're just not going to show pictures.
Well, if it's live on a website, at that point, I don't care anymore.
But yeah, it's going to be a nice product. So anyways, I found this little, because we had to pull cables through them, through their office, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like the fucking everything, dude. They can repair chips on like microscopic level. So I was debating, because I have an extra Avant 55 or Avant video engine, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's more or less hanky. So I think that if I go there and have them reseat and resolder those two video chips, because that's the only thing that really gives up the ghost on this thing for the heat, and then put new paste on and put the cooling sink back on, I think that would give me a few more years, because I don't want to get rid of that TV. I love it.
Yeah, it's a good TV with a weird design flaw that somehow B&O decided, we don't need thermal management.
Fuck's sakes. And like you put the plates in, whatever else, but it's not dissipating enough. And the downfall of those plates, that it dissipates into the display, so it essentially does have an effect on the local dimming, right? Because it cooks those diodes quicker.
Yeah, also the display is warm, so everything's warm, and it's not exactly
ideal.
I mean, even a BV10 had a fan in it.
Right. They all had fans in them before the Avant.
Yeah.
They all did.
A slight point of note. It seems like the reason my internet is flaky is that the conversion box / modem is dying, where it like changes from fiber to cat cables, right? Like
so that transition costs you the time and go offline.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense on when it happens.
Well, no, it's random. That's just shitty equipment. It's the cheapest box you have in the house, by the way. That's what I always tell clients too.
Yeah, and it's sometimes I just get enormous latency.
Just get it
like it shoots up from like 7 milliseconds to like 250 or something like that.
I just hope they're not as difficult about it as they are in Montreal, when they jump hoops and loops and whatever when you try to just swap it out when you know it's faulty. So
no, they just have to come by.
Yeah, I know my plant doesn't look happy at all, man. If I had to take some leaves off of it, and I think we need to repot it because it might be out of nutrients. Maybe it's just sad that my girl is leaving in 2 weeks, I guess.
Is it out of water maybe because it's so
No,
dry
no, no, no,
over there?
no. I put water in it. Like yesterday, I had it in the sink for a little bit and just have it absorb from the bottom as well, and try to revive the thing because I don't know what. Like we're watering it and it's still dying in the corner, and apparently it doesn't like sun, so it's in the spot where there is really no sun, and the drapes are down most of the time till the evening when the sun passes out or passes by, so it doesn't shine on the speakers because I don't want to have the cloth yellow.
Is it as dry there as it was in Calgary, or not as bad?
No, and right now it's 34% humidity here, which in Calgary I would have in the house maybe around 10 to 15 at the most.
God.
Like back then, I used to run through 36 liters of distilled water a week. That's what five of those, five or six of those Culligan man, those big 4 gallon jugs or 5 gallon jugs. I don't know what they were in volume, but I had the Milwaukee transfer pump, and I was filling up 3 humidifiers pretty much every day. Every day I would do it in the morning and in the evening. They would run out, and I would go through 36 liters of water to keep 25% humidity in the house. Also, the problem is the forced air heating, right? Because it dries out all the air as it pulls it in
Yeah.
and reheats it. So,
I mean, we have that here a bit, obviously, but it's nowhere near as bad as it is over there.
no. Also, like yeah, there are heaters, perimeter heaters around all the windows, which are separately controlled from the HVAC. But then HVAC is forced air, and it's from the top, so it just blows the dust
Yeah.
constantly on everything.
Yeah.
Even though I'm far away, but I don't think I'm far enough from the highway because the dust carries, right?
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. I mean, we're not that close to any major roads, but even we see it out here on like the outside fan blades and stuff.
then I went for service calls in like middle of nowhere, and they get pollen from the fields. So I don't know what's worse. Fuck, you know. I think the pollen would be more sticky
Yeah, it
than it
depends
was,
what you're
especially on the
sensitive to, I
displays.
guess.
Like back in the 740 times or BeoVision 7 days. I remember a few people that bought them out in and also BeoVision 10s. Those were pain in the ass to clean out the frame because you always could just a little bit into that corner of the glass, right, where it like starts to discolor because it's grease on
Hmm.
that contrast screen. Yeah, I've developed tools for that over the years. So, but yeah, I've laid my eyes on the new product. I'm very happy with what's coming. That's all I'm gonna say. And it's gonna be a good product to go with what it is now.
Yeah, I
Wouldn't you
want
agree?
one.
Yeah, I think it's
Just the only thing that's still, to me anyway, a mystery is where they decide to get the price on.
my guess it would be somewhere around between the oak stage and regular theater 55 with the gray melange, somewhere in between there, so like maybe 7 Canadian.
Yeah, so that's what, like $5 grand USD.
Yeah, let's say 550, 500, like around there.
So in Europe, that's
And I'm
what's
sure
what,
there's gonna be like some,
€5,000 or so.
and there's gonna be grill options too, so you can go cheap or you can go crazy, right?
Yeah,
Like they do it with the Lab 8s, like they do it with the 28s. You can probably, you're gonna go fabric and wood, and
okay.
maybe later on Tigrino
Yeah.
aluminum.
KCBR says 5K euro. The thing with B&O is, right, like I've had this many times before where I had a product spec sheet and everything pre-launch, and then
Hmm.
on the day of they decide actually the specs and price changes.
Yeah. So
So I whilst I think that would be like I've been saying for God years now, right? Like
mhm.
anything stage esque that can connect anything just by the sheer knowing what parts cost and stuff, like a DSE board or whatever, like it's gonna be somewhere around 4 at a minimum. So 5 seems, with a complete redesign and everything, it seems about where it should be at. But the real wrench in the wheel sort of thing is like, how much do you want to chase the ultra high net worth people, right?
But to me, that would be a product that is not really meant for a large room, right?
Sure, but if you're only going after millionaires,
Yeah,
because I mean, surely you can spend like 20 grand on your bedroom, right?
easy, very easy.
I mean, I personally wouldn't, because it would be wasted, but
I don't know. Depends, right? Like what you put in there.
Sandeep asked, will it have puck?
Don't think so.
I doubt that. It's all CEC these days.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think all of the connections will be through the panel because the CEC management of DLG is better than the stagers was, in my opinion.
Yes.
And you can pull the sources back, like you can control all the behaviors from the app anyways, right? I'm sure there's going to be an interconnection cable between the panel and the device.
Yeah, that's. I mean, at this price point, I would say like surely they integrated Be a Remote One.
Yes,
because I mean it works with the state, but like you really wouldn't want to spend like 5 or 6 grand on a. In terms of like I'm talking base price, right? Like the bare minimum. If that's 5 grand, then it sounds about right. Like I'm not saying that's full on with oak or the most expensive color combination, but you really wouldn't want to spend that much on a sound bar for any room, really, and then have to use that plastic crap that LG gives you.
No, you're gonna have to go with the G panel for sure. But then the problem is, like, let's say you go crazy, you go with Atelier version, if that ever falls into that category, which I'm sure it will at some point, because it is beautiful. And yeah, I think there's gonna be very much a need for that to be in Atelier. So if that comes in, then no matter, even if it's standard default colors like it is now on the Lab 8s, let's say, right? But you have the gold, the black anthracite, and the silver. Like the only ones that really look coherent with any LG screen that is a G panel are the silver ones, even with the theater, right? Because the goddamn edge of the frame of the TV is silver. So unless there is a way that the B&O can manufacture frames to color match the sides, right? Then, because it's really not that hard to take apart those frames. I've had my TV apart because I've shown what to pad on the back of the G panels in order for it to reduce the subwoofer, the resonance that there is. So that's there was also a little video I've seen that you're supposed to actually, well, I padded it anyways, but the 2 suspension rods where you click on,
Yes.
you have to pad the sides of the VESA SMI interface, or pad with the Tessa tape, right? So because it kind of jiggles and wiggles. Like it's a very good idea, but at the end of the day, the cheapest product that it's sitting on top is that TV screen, and if you take out the speakers that you'll never use anyways with it inside, I think that B&O should come up with a suspension kit of some sort as a part number for all the anal people, right? That if you're actually mounting in on a SMI interface on the floor stand, I think or table stand, whatever, you should get, if it's connected to the theater, you should get an that dampening kit per se.
One would hope, or at least that your dealer does it, because I still think they tell you kind of to not install it yourself.
Dude, like you remember how big of a trouble we had with it before?
Yeah. It's
so yeah, that took a while to
in Europe, I understand, right? But in America, I really don't. Like,
especially in the apartment buildings when you have metal studs and it's just everything sings along with that woofer as it's attached to the wall.
Even the requirement of like, we sell this only if your dealer installs. It's like, how the hell do you do that in Texas? Like, are you going to fly people out, or are people going to literally drive from Arizona? Do you know how expensive that is?
I guess you sell a bunch to a whole bunch of people and have one guy go out and well, you can't really have one guy to go out because if you need to pull cables and blah blah and just spend a whole week of installing it, and if let's say
But
3 4 different
Texas is like the
residences.
size of France, Spain, and
I
like
know, I
Italy
know,
combined, right? Like,
I
and that's
know.
just one state.
Like if you just did it in, let's say, Houston,
Yeah.
5 service calls, like it's still, yeah, it's. I used to do that with Edmonton, right? Like I would book 10, 15 people in a day and just drive out at like 6 in the morning to be at the first house at 9, and then just. But it was old school masterlink, so power cycle, this and that, maybe dump a software. Those were the longer ones. But yeah, I visit 10, 15 people in a day.
But even so,
Get get home stupid late.
that was the next town over, right? Like that's what, two,
Yeah, but
three
it's a
hours.
still 3 hour drive. Still
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. But like in a lot of this country, you're not even out the state yet, and there's so many states without any
No, I
dealers.
know, but I've done it in Kelowna as well, which is 8 hours away still, right? So you're staying a night because there's no way you're coming back. But I'm familiar with it. I've done it before. It's not the funnest because you have to pack for prepare for absolutely everything that you would ever come across, even remotely, with some bullshit that you never know, man. That you just never know that you have to prepare for those kinds of service calls,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
from
The new
AAA
product is
batteries to a wood chisel, man, and everything in between it. For God's sakes,
the new product is extremely slim. I don't foresee a lot of cable management going
options.
on the back there. I mean, there's probably some, right? Because there's a minimum of cables you need to do, but
I think it also limits the length of the wire that you can actually use because the thicker the longer the HDMI run is, the thicker the cable gets, right?
yeah,
So you can't put some 5 meter juicers into it. And I think that that's where the reduction of the cabling is. That if all the sources are allocated, and it's just, let's say it just has an ARC input, just like the Sonos soundbar, I guess, right? Which logically makes kind of sense with it because that HDMI A input was rarely ever used by anybody in
yes,
the yesteryears of the stage. I remember that, and it was undeletable for some reason, even through the app on the Rio Remote One. It was always HDMI A. Like you could move shit around, but it still says HDMI A. And yeah, that source never really got. I've never really used it. We used it sometimes to troubleshoot the. But that was back in the yesteryears of when Apple really messed up their software update on the Apple TVs and fucked up the CEC, right? That was
yeah.
a global issue. So that was
It's like
fixed.
2 years ago now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but that was fixed rather quickly because obviously it's Apple, so they don't let that shit slide for months on end. Hint, hint. And yeah, so if it just has a straight pass through, because all it needs is just to rob the sound out of the whatever file it's playing in the TV or whatever stream's running, right? And maybe it'll have an optical input for. I think it would have to have an optical input for those dumb TVs that people still put them onto.
Maybe I could see them foregoing that, where they just have a sort of like that USB-C to 3.5 mil adapter in.
Yeah, that serves all purpose, including service and whatever. But that's, yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen the back of it. I don't know, but it's not going to have a lot of cables coming into it. That's for sure.
I mean, Puck is fortunately small enough, but like, would you really want to implement it?
Puck still does occupy a whole entire freaking connector plug, right, on the board.
Yes.
That introduces a lot of space consumption comparatively.
I mean, also, if it's a forward-facing product, it's sort of.
To me, what would make sense that if you could make, which I'm sure it's possible, to do a USB-C to IR adapter.
Yes. But then again, it falls on them for technical proficiency on doing that. I mean, other than the UK, pretty much every other country has everything in apps now.
Yes. Yeah, the only thing, like when you install, let's say, a Bell app on your LG screen, you can't really use the BeoRemote One number pad because it doesn't really work with the app. You just
Yeah.
go through channels and pages down, whatever. But when you make your favorites, because you're not watching all 700 or 300 nonsense channels that they have, you pick out your best, you make your favorite section, and then you just browse through favorites, and it's no problem.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's EU law, right, that everything still needs to have number pads because, like, literally coaxial cable being so prevalent.
It could be.
I mean, if you watch literally like plug in a cable, right, because that's still like what, like 60-70% of the Netherlands with Ziggo or whatever it's called now. Like if
Europe
you need
is
to go,
still.
if you want to go from channel 1 to 35, right, it's
Mhm.
a huge pain in the ass if you like
But
don't have
it's
numbers.
also like that. The problem. That's not the problem, but it's just the history of it, right? The buildings are so old. They're
Yeah,
just so fucking old. It's the same thing. Like we have issues with here when we work on the condo that we're doing. Is the building? I think it's 300 or 400 years. So like doing anything in there is a pain in the ass. Absolute pain in the ass. And it takes forever because there's no studs. You can fucking chisel into the walls, recess in the stealthy acoustic speakers. That was a lot of laughs. But yeah, it slows down the construction. It's the same thing with the Apple Store. Like they're doing it in a very, very old building. The walls are fucking a meter thick stone.
yeah, proper walls
So
meant to
yeah, like
last.
it's not going anywhere. Even if it burns down inside, it's not going anywhere. Oh, 50s. You know, that reminds me of the review that was just happening. I cannot believe that the name just lapses my head.
Andrew Robinson.
Andrew Robinson, yeah, with the big OLED TV or LED TV.
I haven't watched it yet. I was
I just put it on when I was just mucking about, and because it just came out like 4 minutes ago. I put it on, and it's nice to see the 50s in the shadow of the TV.
well.
It's nice.
These
It's
are
very
the
clean.
Centennial Edition ones,
Oh,
which
okay.
I'm really underwhelmed with. Quite
I thought
honestly,
that was just a regular, with the whatever the sand color
yeah. This
quadrat
came with
tablet.
the was it the brass or the bronze?
I think they were the bronze ones
Yeah,
that they had that because they never had the rose gold 50s. I don't think, from
no,
what I remember. No, that was only on the
and
90s.
this is walnut by what it looks like, and it's sort of like, yeah, it's engraved, but okay,
Cool.
like this, like I've I think it was not young Max, not our Discord mod, but the other Max in England that had them
Hmm.
more or less like this, like 2-3 years ago. So like I don't understand how like this is necessarily like, okay, the combo may be Centennial special and maybe it's engraved or something,
Maybe
but
the aluminium finish is different. That doesn't do the justice on the picture. That would be my only guess.
yeah, it doesn't look pearl blasted though. It looks normal. The only thing I can think of is that it has engraving on top or like special edition, whatever, right?
Centennial edition.
Yeah. So it's I don't know in terms of 50s, like okay, is that it for 100?
Nothing happens for the 90s for 100, I guess.
No, maybe you get some weird off color as well that you pay a lot more for.
I
I
wonder
mean, I
how
had
much
two
is the
people
premium
already
on these.
ask me, like, are these cheaper than the normal ones? I was like, no. These will be
No.
more for some reason.
Well, they have to run it through the engraving machine, a laser engraver.
I mean, how much do you think the premium will be on these?
I would say at least 15 to 20K.
Canadian or euro or
US.
dollar? US.
US.
I
That's what I think.
sincerely would hope not, but I have a feeling you're
15,
right.
15, I think 15 would be around the safe uh, mid insane landmark to go with. But 20, I think, is more or less where they're going to be at because it's a round number.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, that makes them almost 100 grand here for 50s.
Well, and 100 for a 50 is 100.
That's 50 a 50. Jesus.
You go 50-50 on it, brother. Put them two together, you got 100.
I mean,
Wouldn't be surprised.
that is just nuts.
Hope to give you a core with it at least.
I doubt it. I mean,
No new remote, not that I know of. I don't think there maybe there has been some speak about it, but no remote at all. Also, what sucks that not that it sucks, but I think that they should revise the screen layout when it comes to the remotes on the bloody uh, Halo remote. There's too many nonsensical screens when you scroll through the not sources, but when you have the theater turned on to get to the, let's say, the remote control menu. There's one with the play and 2 skips, and then there's one with the freaking play pause and then all your my buttons. Like compress that all into one. I don't see why it couldn't be there like that, and just reduce the pages.
one
Especially
thing
when you have the
I still want to this day is to be able to like or heart in Deezer. Like, I still don't understand why we can't do that through the Halo.
maybe you could do it just through some fancy ass BLI script, but also that's another thing that I have a BLI, so I have extra more, like 3 extra more pages of lights to fucking go through and scenes, right? Which kind of gets tiring too. Like if I need to use that remote, it's sometimes it's quicker for me to go somewhere and just find the Beer remote one, than scroll through all this shit and randomly trigger my leaving command, because the screen is also very touchy for some reason since the last update. It's a little more than I would like it to be.
I mean, this new A5 is kind of very nice. I do like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very sexy weave. Which one is it? Is it this?
It's very chordy.
Oh, this. Wait.
No, it's that's the one.
This one.
Go full screen on this. It's nice. It is nice. Also, the leather handle. Apparently, I see that.
This is a new feature on their website. You can zoom in forever now.
That's cool.
See, because normally you would just do that, right? And then you would have to like zoom in manually. But now you get zoom 1 and you can move it around like that. And then you get like literally zoom 2 and 3.
That's very nice.
Good job, web developers. Never thought I would say that today.
No, but that is nicely done. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, let's see them where it meets.
Yeah, you sort of see the line, but you have to know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's right where the plus is down this line, but it's very faint.
Pretty damn good, yeah. I hope it's a real one, not the rendering. I like the 2025 on the button of the ring on the handle.
Yeah. Well, it is the Centennial edition, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
I mean, if Flores from Discord is eyeing another A5, go get this one.
Yeah, this one's nice.
I mean, the rest is all kind of the same.
I think it's a different finish. I think it's a chrome finish.
It looks almost wire brushed.
Mm-hmm. It's much shinier, I think, than the regular Pearl Blast.
See, like you see that sort of brushing marks.
Yeah. For me, it's very pixely here. Let me see if I can zoom this in.
That might be your internet or how you're looking at it. It looks pretty damn clear on my end.
1080p. Okay.
Yeah,
I see that. I see that now. Yeah, it's very nice. Like the weave is very nice. Me like.
I wonder, like, what sort of machine do you have to make to like make this weave? Jesus.
I don't know. I think they have capability to do whatever the hell they want with those machines that they already have in existence, right?
Yeah, but it takes a certain kind of genius to automate this, right? Because it's like nothing uses a shape like this other than literally this speaker.
My girlfriend could tell you all about this more than me because she does all the patents and stuff. Like she does this on computer, I guess, for the not the machines to cut it, but somehow it's all related to
Wait,
the CAD.
wait, it's only $100 more than the stand, or €100 more than the absolute standard one,
Yeah,
the
the
regular
standard
basket. So
because it's just 100 years, right?
yeah, but the
I guess
aluminium one is more expensive. The whatever you call this, the
dark
dark
oak.
oak is more expensive, and the regular oak is more expensive. That's actually kind of nice. I would have expected this one to be like the new sort of flagship of A5s in terms of pricing.
The cranberry red, or a
Yeah,
little less.
because the cranberry one was like what, 2250 or 2500 or something like that.
Maybe the cost is reduced because of the leather belt instead
Yeah,
of machining one of aluminium, which I'm sure ain't cheap.
I mean this one, yeah, very, very, very good. Enjoy that.
Thumbs up for that. Give us a like in the podcast.
I mean, the jewel brown one on the H100.
Very Berluti-ish.
I'm not sure I like this double brown in the headband. Like
So what is it, like a chestnut color, I guess, on the leather?
century brown.
Okay. Everything's gonna be bloody century now because it's a centennial edition.
Yeah.
I'd still go for the freaking Grace.
I mean, it's a bit weird on such a small product to have three colors. Yeah. But maybe that's just me.
If I were to
Like
get that,
I
I'd
like
probably get
this brown. I just don't understand the color choice of this, the sort of actual structural band, right?
hmm
Like the cushion match is pretty close.
I don't know. If I were to buy them, I would probably order an extra spare headband in that color just in case, because it'll probably never be, or it'd be hard to obtain again. You end up with a black one at the end.
Wendell asks, any thoughts on using portable DAC and amp if you're using H100? Well, you don't need an amp. It's internally amplified because they're active headphones.
Yes.
And they must be turned on to use it. So you can use an external DAC if you want.
Personally, I'll just go USB right out of the phone, pull the file directly. I don't think you need to bypass anything.
No.
Unless you want to listen to any flavor that the DAC has, if it has a USB-C in and out.
Well, the thing is really when it's like if you're at home in a chair with a cable listening to maybe go for a high-end DAC or something. Okay, that I understand, but portable?
Makes no sense.
No. Just
It's
USB-C to USB-C it and you'll be good.
Mm-hmm. It's good. Look at the A9. Sandeep saying that it's like $500 more than in Centennial Edition.
Yeah, this is. I mean, they somehow this is not brown; it's blue now, century blue.
Oh, but it's still it's got aluminum legs. That's cool, I have to say.
Again, that's a product they made a while ago, like 2 years ago.
Well, STB brackets had made it for a long, long time, and it actually has a pass-through for the power cord on the back.
Yeah. So, but I mean, to me, this is almost more lilac than blue.
I'm gonna be no judge on color, man, because I can't. Like to me, yeah, it's like it's a weird color. It's almost blue, but like purplish, like dark
Yeah.
purple. It's weird.
I mean,
I like
it's
the
so.
aluminium legs.
Oh yeah.
I really like the aluminium legs. If I ever get one of those, I'm ordering as a spare part or buying the STB brackets ones.
I've always loved an A9. I just don't really know where to put one at the moment.
I'm in the same position with you, brother. I have one that I would want to put somewhere, and I have nowhere to put it. Therefore, I don't have it. Because even back in Calgary, I had a few of them, but I never really like. Where it's like from my Lego room, it was too big. Never use it. Right?
Yeah, unless I start selling stuff, I can maybe imagine one here, right? But I don't want to sell stuff.
Same here.
Like,
So
what am I meant to do? I don't understand anymore. Like, and it's too expensive to just hang outside and hope it'll survive the weather, right? Like, and I don't mean
no,
like
it's way too much.
even under like a roof and stuff, but
Yeah,
it's humid and buggy, and
that's something that you'd have to bring it out every time you actually hang out and
yeah,
take it back in because you never want to leave it out. But seeing what I've seen in that torture chamber back years and years ago, I don't doubt. Like if it doesn't rain on it and it doesn't really get freezing in there, I think for your region is more or less the salt in the water or in the air, right? That corrodes a little.
yeah.
The
Yeah, I
90th
agree with
anniversary love affair. Yeah, I don't honestly. I'm having a hard time recalling what that used to look like. The love affair. I think
rose gold.
it was the rose gold
So
with
the outer
walnut
ring
legs.
was rose gold.
Back was black, walnut legs, and I think what did they have? Parisian midnight blue on it.
I think so.
I think that's what it was.
I mean, the 18s and the 90th anniversary were very nice as well.
Yeah, one of my clients still has a pair of those with the Lab 19 and the Avant to boot with it, the 85-inch with the 85th year anniversary on it. But yeah, I like the A9. I've always liked it. Like that thing just carries the party when there is one. 100%. It's one of the best speakers that they've done for like a living room, fill up the living room. It's not an audiophile performance by no means. It's clean sound, but it's not stereo like stereo could be, right?
It is quite expensive for what it is, quite honestly.
Nowadays. But back in the day when it came out, what was it? Half the price.
Yeah, but
right?
even if you go for the basic one, right, it's 3,700, and this is 4.5 grand.
The legs cost a lot.
Not that much from what I remember.
The aluminium ones, bro, I'm sure they're going to charge premium for these.
Let me see what STB brackets. Let's see what did they charge for
A set of tripod legs.
Well, and then I would go to Skinny Play, right?
To get yourself a grill.
Yeah, because like then you can have whatever. Because I'm kind of underwhelmed by how that sort of lilac blue, whatever it is, looks.
Mm-hmm. Put a Death Star on it.
Wait, where is the A9?
You don't have. I'm gonna get me more soda on this cup.
I don't see the A9 anywhere. Huh. Maybe they stopped making them. Yeah,
no, there's no way. There's no way they would have stopped the A9 production.
It's no, on the STB, right? Like maybe
no, I know. Or maybe because the aluminium legs from B&O, they had to stop production of theirs.
Yeah, maybe.
That's pretty totalitarian.
Well, I mean, they have contracts and stuff.
No, I'm sure.
It sort of, I mean, it sort of makes sense to me, I guess. But I'm sure somewhere in the B&O catalog you can buy those aluminium feet from another model. Because just like with everything, right, your dealer can just specify how you want something like that because it's all extra boxes anyway.
I can't believe that they don't have this anymore.
Or maybe eventually Tigrina will make those legs for a reasonable price. Oh, they have them.
They have to have them.
Yeah.
Looking too.
Tigrino has legs, aluminium legs.
Oh, there you go.
They're €290.
That's not bad at all.
And then you have what, €400 left over for covers.
Which you can get, no problem.
Yeah, I mean the skinny play cover is I think €95 or €100 or something like that. And then if you use our promo code, you get 10% off. And then you can have your world or your Death Star or Willie's face for an extra 10% off.
Again. There we go again.
I think that's still a deal there. Okay,
Somewhere,
we're doing
somewhere in the annals of the podcast, this is a deal.
Yeah, you can even have Santa feet.
That's funny. It's kind of a cool idea, actually. Such as fabric ones, right? That you can just slip on, I guess.
Yeah, I think
That's
these are the
hilarious.
socks.
The Santa socks. No, that's cool. The Christmas is funny. We'll do a Halloween one, big pumpkin head on it or something.
I mean, they even have the legs in gold tone.
Nice, but not for me. But it looks good with the gold tone rim. Speaker is interesting to take apart and put back together. Like you have to follow a certain way of screws being tightened in a certain pattern for it to be tight or sealed. But it's only one board inside, more or less. So yeah. The white one looks nice. It's very B&O-ish. But this is probably it. White back on black grill with silver legs. This
Yeah, or
one's
you
got, like,
can
this
buy
star
everything.
finish.
I think they have covers for A9s as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know. You can buy your basic one. I mean, around Black Friday in the US anyway, you can probably buy an A9 off of Amazon for a little bit off.
Yeah. Yeah, when is Black Friday coming? November or something, right? End of November, I guess.
This is the day after Thanksgiving, which is what, the 28th or 29th?
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, Amazon always has a shit ton of A9s in stock.
I only bought an M3 on the Black Friday once. Now it's sitting all packed in the bubble wrap. It'll end the rest of its life in Mexico. It's gonna be linked with the V140, which is already there.
So yeah, you have €800 to play with to make it literally identical
To this.
Yeah. And you'll have another set of legs. I mean, I guess this backing is a slightly different color than this one. Or is it this? Yeah, it's a slightly different hue.
I think it's the new sand, whatever. It's a very, like, not a beigey color, but it has that weird. To me, it looks like the base color for multicam color.
For your tactical speaker.
For your tactical speaker needs, you can, you already have it base layered, so you save one layer of base coat, basically. Because it is the desert, not desert sand, but it's somewhere close around there. It's been years since I had done multicam on anything, so I don't remember the names of the names of the colors anymore.
Yeah, and then for some reason all the boxes will be this kind of
Different.
blue, which is Leclerc blue or whatever, 100-year. It's a bit all over the place. I don't understand. Like, if the 100-year color
Yeah.
is blue, why are the H100s brown? Is it lilac on
Well, they
the?
have the blue insides. You notice that?
Yeah.
So that's the blue, bro.
I mean,
So I guess
I
they have it
like
on the
all these
Converse.
colors individually, right? It's just a bit incoherent in terms of, like, because the 50s, Centennial 50s aren't brown in any sense. Like,
No,
they're also not blue. So I don't know. Maybe the logo and engraving is blue.
they're sure shit not gonna come in the nice white box like that.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think so. No, the 50s are gonna come in with the same box that everybody else comes in. Like, other than the label's gonna be different.
Yeah, though this big box is an A9 box. This looks like medium box looks like an A5 box,
Yeah,
and
then you
the
get the
small box
headphones.
is H100 box. Like, we're so into B&O, I can tell what it is by the box. It
How
doesn't
sad
matter
it is to live without our lives like that. God,
I mean, I have at least the medium and the small box, so I recognize those.
yeah. I don't know if I should say fortunately or unfortunately, I don't have neither of these boxes because I have nowhere to put them. A5, I just don't have. Like, I have a level which fits way better in the bathroom than the A5 ever would because there's no place to put it.
The A5 we use so much outside. It's
No, I bet. I
yeah.
definitely bet that you do. I could do same with the level, right? It's just the fact that you always have to put a flat that it occupies way more on the table than or not a table, but yeah, I would still lay it down because you don't want it to flip over or tip over, right? Because it does
Yeah, you
have
can't
that
necessarily
tendency.
control that it falls backwards. It might fall forwards.
Yeah, it just always goes backwards. So that's one of the drawbacks of the level. But where it is now, it serves a perfect purpose. Better than the Emerge did, because I had the Emerge there before and I replaced it. And the Emerge now just does a little bit of playback in the when I come in and leave the apartment in the hallway while I tie my laces and battle the cat.
I'm still waiting for you to gift me a theater like this.
Me too, man. Me too, bro. We should just both buy one and just give it to each other so then it counts. Or just buy the new soundbar, I guess, and gift it to one another. Because we're both going to end up with the same colors, I'm certain of it.
Let's see if on the website actually the Centennial 50s are there already.
Because you're not going to buy a gold one. Ferrari 50s are there.
Yeah, the Centennial 50s are not here yet, apparently.
Not as important.
Which is interesting, right? Because that link came from Luxus Sound in Germany.
Mm.
And they had that up. And they were ahead of B&O, so
Mm-hmm.
it seems like they took it off.
Maybe they're too early because it's November 17th, right? When the anniversary, I guess, the release of all this officially.
Yeah. It's funny, they have a nicer write-up actually than the B&O website. Well, this is like sound in its purest form. That's by definition not true because you're recreating the original.
Right.
Just by the sheer fact that it is recorded doesn't mean it's pure anymore.
But they've always gotten close to it, though, man. Like,
So
that's why it sounds the way it sounds.
your charging cable is now blue.
Oh.
Oh,
And what
apparently
else?
underneath the ear cushion, there's a legendary founder's quote in century blue.
Hmm.
So there is a little Easter egg in there.
Okay.
I mean, this color combination looks good on her, but it's partially for being crude because she is brown. Like the same sort. Like, I'm not sure this color combination would look good on you or me, right?
It's my white hair.
Yeah, it's. Well, I guess this inner band will be a memory of the color your hair used to be at some point.
Pretty much. That's about all there's to that.
And again, the A5 will have a harmoniously coordinated with the overall concept color, like a charging cable in blue.
And you have to maybe get the blue book to sit it on top of.
And this will also get a quote, but this one is a never failing will to create only the best. Okay. I wonder which of the founders said that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a brush surface, which is nice. Okay. Oh, this cover is paper. Like it's that sort of corded paper. Interesting.
I wonder how long that'll last.
Well, you can treat it, right? Like a lot of modern home insulation is paper based.
Mm-hmm.
And that lasts for decades because it's doused in chemicals.
Yeah, I guess.
So this blue that isn't blue, but sort of lilac, sort of lavender is Centennial Cadence. It's like, okay. I mean, it is Quadrat, so that's nice, but I guess the same quote, and never failing will to create only the best. Okay.
Was that maybe, what is it? Not the David Lewis, the one before.
Oh, Jensen.
Jensen.
Was it Jacob? Well, it's a quote by the founder, and it's an homage. Here it says an homage to Peter Bang and Sven Olufsen. So we don't really even know who said it.
That's interesting.
Again, your cable is sort of blue purple.
Easy to hide.
Goes with everything.
Oh my god, it sticks like a sore thumb on the red carpet too, but whatever. I guess it is what it is. But we'll see how that goes. I don't know.
Okay.
It's nice, but again, like, it's kind of underwhelming for the 100th anniversary coming up. You know.
I mean, I do like it, but for like if this was a general special edition, right? I would appreciate it more. The sheer fact that it's the 100-year celebration is sort of like, wait, that's it? I mean, I remember what we did for like the 90th and 95th, right? Like,
yeah, they were something. Yeah, 90th was definitely something with the 90s.
But also, you could buy your entire interior decorated in the same color with the love affair.
Yes.
Like you had a Love Affair BeoVision 11 Avant. Could you get it in Love Affair? You could get
Yeah.
18s in Love Affair. You could get the Beolab 19 in Love Affair, which was an actual excellent color combo on the 19.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not a fan of gold or the rose gold, but like on the 19 especially, and on the Avant, it was fucking magnificent.
Hmm. No, Avance looked good, especially if you had it motorized, because then the panels were also the same gold.
I mean, even the Love Affair BeoVision 11 was nice.
BeoVision 11 was nice altogether, anyways, all along. I think it's one of their nicest TVs. It was one of the best succession of the BB5, BB9, and then BB10, as far as the concept of the design, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Sandeep, I will do what you tell me to.
Open my link. That's the Love Affair. I remember those days too.
Let's view the slideshow.
That was cool.
I mean, but I don't like to be negative, but this was much more coherent as a collection for an anniversary than what
Yes.
we just looked at.
Yes. I agree 100%. Wonder if Eric keeps collecting these remotes.
Probably. He's not the only one.
I know.
I think BioZip has like what?
All of
15
them
of them.
Fudge.
I mean, for the 95th, right? They didn't do a heck of a lot in terms of colors from what I remember, but they did come out with 90s.
Yep.
Which is sort of like, okay, flagship time, it's our birthday.
Yeah, but Avant was still both the whole TV. Because I don't think that it was even the next generation coming, or new generation, whatever they called it.
Well, even so, currently, what are we getting? A new sound bar that is not a flagship, right? Like,
Yes.
I mean, it'll be a very nice one. Don't get me wrong, but it's from what I've seen so far, it doesn't tie into the 100-year centennial thing either.
No,
It's sort of
not
a
at all.
new thing that's separate on its own. It's kind of
It's a soundbar.
yeah, which is fine, but it's sort of like wait. I don't know. It feels like 100 is less important to them than 95 and 90, which is kind of strange.
But yeah, 18s are beautiful though. Anyways, just they are. Like that was a proper way to do it. But they were also just recent too, right? They were more or less what 2-3 years old at the most.
Yeah, something like that.
They weren't that old at the time. And now you look at it, like 90s are fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
So, time passes by.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was one of the most beautiful subs that they've done for sure.
I mean, in Denmark, you can still find them on the secondhand market every so often. And sometimes I'm like, oh, do I really want to just color switch? And it's kind of like, if money was no object, sure. But also, nothing I have fits in terms of colors.
Yeah, no, like you'd have to have the whole room collection of it, like my buddy had. But that's about it.
Yeah, the contrast collection was also super nice.
That was from years ago.
You had that stage that was sort of matte blackish. You had
Oh yeah, that's right.
the the hard brushed BeoSound 2 that looked uncoated with like the actual like marks in them, which were very nice.
They had an A1 with that finish too.
Yeah. Like
I
to the
remember.
point where like if you scratch it, you couldn't tell. What else was there? There were a few things because I remember reviewing it and it was really nice. I don't know. This current Centennial looks a bit, whilst they're nice individually, they look a bit non-collection-y.
Well, yeah, because it's all different more or less, but they all have that little bit of blue in it, I guess, or whatnot you could call it.
Yeah, the charging cables.
But yeah.
Apex Enjoyer, is the balance getting a replacement soon or a V2? It's the only non-cradle to cradle speaker with Mozart, isn't it?
Well, it kind of is cradle to cradle, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember if it's that one or but anyways, one of the Mozart chips had some sort of coating on it that lost it the cradle to cradle thing, which is like really silly.
Oh,
because we're talking about like 0.1% of the entire product. I don't think the balance is getting a V2 or a replacement. B&O doesn't generally do V2s unless they're like BeoSound 2s or A9s.
Very select products.
Yeah, because they also sold like crazy, right? Like they're a kind of iconic. I don't think a balance fits that in any shape or sense. I mean,
no, balance is a very subdued design, in my opinion. Very, very disappearing in the room, or at least tend to disappear in the room.
Yeah, but it's also not universally beloved, right? Like,
no.
I mean, even 18s that are still technically on the market. I mean, there'll be EOL at the end of the year, but they never had a V2.
No.
As such. I mean, and they were in for what, 15 years or so?
The speakers never really do get better audio systems, other than I guess the exception of the BeoSound 2 and BeoSound A9, I guess, which was BeoPlay A9, right? Like back in the day, the TVs, the BeoCenter 2 got its upgrade, right? Because when Mark II could read the DVDs instead of just the CDs. And then you have the BB7, which went through like 4 or 5 Mark revisions, right? From the non-DVD to DVD to Blu-ray and 3D Blu-ray as the last revision. Same with the Avant. There was Avant Next Generation, quote unquote Mark II, if you want to call it that.
I mean, the V2 of the 8000s is technically not a V2 of the 8000s because there were 8002s, but
essentially everything inside was the same, other than the amps and the location of the light guide with the status light going halfway out, protruding from the grill itself.
But but again, the name is different, right? Just the only thing that really ever stayed with the same name is an A9 or a BeoSound 2.
Yes. And BeoVision 7, because people didn't really distinguish between Mark II and Mark III and Mark V. You know, it was the same thing with the BeoVision 9. That was BeoVision 9 Mark I with the Mark I BeoSystem 3. And then it was a Mark II, which had HDMI outputs. And then essentially the Mark III came out, which was not in the BeoVision 9, but it was more or less for the BeoVision 12, right? Till the BeoSystem 4 came out. So, I mean, there has been some Mark revisions, but yeah, they're very seldom on the speakers because there was never like, well, there was a Mark II and Mark III BeoSound 9000 too, for fuck's sakes, if you think about it.
Yeah, and a Mark III, but technically they were the same.
It's all the same product, yeah. Same thing like Mark II fucking lap 5s. The only difference was that the software was different in them, so they turn off the status lights.
Yeah, and the power cables changed.
Yes. That's it.
And some internal stuff, but they weren't retested as such. I mean, they were BV11 technically. They were like Mark 1, 2, 3. Like at the end, yeah, I think it went up to Mark 6 when it had WISA and everything.
I think so. Yeah, BB11s went through some revisions themselves, yes.
But if you, I don't know, bought a Mark 1, 2, or 3 without WISA, you could get that transmitter box for free at the time. So
that must have been in Europe, because that was never offered here. I don't think that we ever come across that.
Well, if you then all of a sudden bought 18s and wanted to use them wirelessly, you could get that box for free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, BB7s had a lot of revisions, DJ Neo. It went from CFCL displays technology, which is cold cathode fluorescent tubes, right? The neon lights behind the backlit LCD to the LED based backlight LCD, and then local dimming, and then local dimming on the BB755, right, with the 512 zones of local dimming.
Yes.
So,
I mean, technically, the 18s have had a lot of revisions too, but they don't name them, right? Like,
yes,
because
the boards and sides change revisions too. Like I've seen that I opened a couple 18s or 19s. Sorry, they all have, like, depends on what age they are in. The board production is different a little bit in some ways, right? But it's not like a tragic difference.
I mean, even the newer 18s will have sort of like, if you put your nail on top of the lens, you can you go like, whereas
yes,
like my original ones are smooth on top.
that's
like
interesting.
They don't have those ridges in there.
Really, yours were polished tops?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think you can even order that as a part number.
I mean, another difference is your 18s have those adjustable feet on the bottom. Mine don't. Like they're either in or out.
Yeah. Yeah, but they had those holes pre-drilled and inside them from factory when I got the stands. They was just covered with the rubber shit.
Yeah, mine, like I can like pull that plastic rubber biddy off or put it on, but like I can't height adjust it for uneven floors like yours can.
That's one drawback also on the 28s. They only come with those rubber grommets, which sucks because like not every floor has 2 mils or 3 mils or whatever, or 5 mil difference, right? Like there's no fine tuning it with I mean, you can, like, let's say a 18s or an 8000s or a BeoSound 9000 on the floor stand, when you can just sit the level on it, right? Or lay it down rather, so you can have both axes in the same time and make it level flush. Where the 18s they have that Michael Jackson moonwalk pose in the showroom.
I guess with what I did with the 28s is like you put the base down, right? And that sits however it sits, and then you have that slight bit of tilt in the spine.
Mm.
And if you need more than that, then your floor is really, really bad.
Yeah, but I find that they're hard to level up. Not sure what the discussion is in chat regarding the test, and I guess they're talking about the BeoGrace Dolby Atmos thing.
Yeah, the Dolby Atmos. Wendell asked, like, with regards to BeoGrace, how do we use Dolby Atmos if not wired? Like, and it depends. Like Dolby Atmos from what? Like from your Apple TV or from your
panel
streaming, or because through your app it should work. Like through the B&O app with Tidal, that should give you Atmos, right? Like just with the H100s.
Mm-hmm.
But does it give it to you from Netflix? I doubt it somehow.
You know what? Sometimes I come across that Netflix feeds 2-channel stereo for some reason through the Apple
Probably
TV.
a weird handshake issue.
Something's weird but it's on the Avant, not here. But Avant sometimes gives me stereo. I don't know if maybe it's the board itself that's like shit's weird on it, because it's slightly going. Hence, it was a good luck to find that place to readjust the boards.
something to check is, are subtitles on?
Yeah, my girlfriend watches subtitles.
Because
all the time.
weirdly, sometimes when you do subtitles on, it gives you a different audio track.
Yeah, that's very fair.
So like the original is like Dolby, whatever Atmos or whatever it is, right?
And then you just
But
get
sometimes with
2.0 PCM with the fucking subtitles. Yeah, that happens.
yeah, or sometimes then it defaults to 5.1 or 2.0 or whatever it defaults to. But the options for like either like changing languages and or subtitles sometimes changes the audio track, which is really strange because it doesn't really tell you anywhere.
The cat has freaking zoomies. I don't know what's going on here. Poopa.
I don't think Atmos from your Apple TV will work, and that's partially because Apple doesn't allow it other than with its own stuff.
Mhm.
And I don't think that's an actual technical limitation other than Apple just says, no, buy our stuff, not somebody else's. Because we can't guarantee the best if it doesn't have an H1 chip that we won't license to anybody else.
Yeah, so there you go. I have to give the cat some treats, man. She's tripping balls.
Feeding time.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. She's tripping. But
it should
I think
work
Atmos
if you
right
can,
now.
if
I
you
think
can
Atmos.
wire in the case, but other than that, I am not sure. Also, nobody has a Grace yet, so
Not really, and I think that the software is still half baked on it. That's why nobody really has it, because they want like your birth date and everything else when you're buying them, just to know who you're getting or who they're selling it to. I guess more or less for the feedback purposes.
I mean, I think they mean Atmos. At least B&O means Atmos mostly as the current music in Atmos, right? Not video sources in Atmos.
Mhm.
But all the consumers know Atmos mostly as video source stuff. So it's a sort of miscommunication between producer and audience. It's yeah, I don't know. It's I I am not sure what I think about Atmos in terms of music. Especially since most of the music wasn't made that way, right? It's just people redoing stuff.
Yeah, I guess like the new dubstep or whatever, when they can mix these sounds correctly into it. But if you're redoing Dark Side of the Moon in Dolby Atmos, I don't think. I think you're more doing more artificial damage to it with that sound, like things coming from everywhere, than just having a proper stereo.
Well, I mean,
Or what do you do? Do you simulate the room's acoustics of some sort at that point with all these speakers?
I guess, but I mean, if you look at Jeff's Tonmeister blog, right? Like, if you have good enough holographic projection, you know where stuff is spatially on a stereo output.
Yes.
So I don't really understand why where you can place like, oh, the drums are here, the guitar is there, blah, etc. Why them needs to go, oh, sometimes the singer is here, like above me.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
So I don't know, if you go to a concert of anybody, right, the sound is not in Atmos.
When I went to a concert for Tool, they had it in 5.1 or 5 points around whatever. Like they had effects going on. Like if you were in a proper stage area, you could hear that. Like even we could hear it from where we were. That was fucking the coolest thing ever. But I went through Aerosmith, I went through, Rockset, whatever, all these old schooler bands that I went to concerts with, whatever I could get into, there was never surround. Like Tool was the only one that actually brought their own equipment. Even that was limited because of the way that the roof is built in Saddledome in Calgary. Like there's a limitation of how much you can hang off of it. So, but it's still, they pulled it off and it was fucking amazing. But very, very little that I've seen concerts with the surround. Yes, I've gotten concerts on DVDs in Dolby Surround, right? Because that's a different story. But because they're recorded in that way with the crowd yelling and shit behind you, but it's not like the music is still forefront.
Yes. You get the sort of like the sound bouncing sort of thing
Yes,
going on a
yeah.
bit.
Like it feels like you're there, but that's also, like at that point, the surround literally simulates the experience that you would have had if you were where that camera was standing, more or less, because the sound is
Yeah.
mixed from different locations differently too, right?
I mean,
But it's mixed to
Atmos
the sweet
makes
spot.
total sense in movies to me because, like, that's kind of what
Yes,
it's made for. Yeah, you can
yes.
apply it to music, but it's a bit strange.
I think you can
I
apply it to the electronic music because you can get away with those effects over there, right?
I
But
just
like when it
like
comes to natural instrumental music, I don't think it makes any sense. Like you're not gonna listen to Guns N' Roses November Rain and Dolby Atmos with shit, other than like I guess the
brain
times, but
fart. It does make sense for Motley Crue when Tommy Lee is like in his drum set floating over, right?
I guess yeah, there are a few exceptions to
Because he
that, but
straps in and that whole thing goes tumbling over the crowd and then like floats back so you can hear.
oh, well, yeah, that's the whole thing. That's why they spend all this money to just have Motley Crue play that in their theater at home. But that's why you got 4 holes in your ceiling, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that the format war is starting to get really old and tiring nowadays when it comes to all this nonsense with how many speakers and Dolby Atmos and Dolby HD and all this shit. At the end of the day, I honestly very rarely see the difference when I play music here or when I play movies here versus watching movies in the bedroom on the Avant. Like
Well,
it's
also,
no,
especially like Dolby Atmos for headphones, right? Like these, and Dolby Atmos for like sound systems are completely different things. Also, completely different licenses.
two different animals. Fuck.
And for uh, yeah, I understand Sigmund. The music from June is epic, also in the film, but like I have that on an actual Atmos system, right? Like Atmos very much works there, but like in a two thing on your head, it really is a full on DSP bonanza
Yeah, it's a
because
magic of DSP. That's all it is, and psychoacoustics really.
yeah, because you're simulating virtual stuff way more than with like an actual speaker system that has speakers around you. Because somebody figured out that X% on this and X% on that makes it feels like it's behind you or above you or
That's right. I remember back in the yesteryears, this is long, long time ago. I downloaded a file. It was called Matches, and it was an MP3. But when you listened to it, it started off with the rattling of the matches in front of you, right, in stereo,
mm,
and then it slowly went around all the way out and bottom and in a circle and finished shaking in front of you. I don't know how that was done, but it was all in the stereo encoded MP3 at the time.
oh, there's a lot of phase changes in that and stuff.
And that's it.
I don't think anybody remembers other than maybe Henrik, but when the 28s were new, right, there was a setup that you did like now, but it was different because when they were brand new, when you were selecting which speaker was where,
Hmm.
you put like instead of a sound, right, you press left speaker and a male voice came out. This is the left speaker, and then you went right. This is the right speaker, and then you
Hmm.
had this is in phase and this is out of phase, and it
Yeah,
sounded like somebody was talking from above you, like the voice of God was turned on all of a sudden. I
yeah,
don't
it's
know why
weird.
they took that out, but it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, but I think still it's Dolby. All that Dolby stuff is more or less suited for movies than anything else. And on the headphones, maybe for the gaming industry, I guess that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
these Dolby Atmos, whatever. I played games on these, and they do sound crazy with the surround turned on, right?
yeah.
Or Dolby Atmos or whatever the heck it enables for certain games. But it is pretty cool when you can hear shit coming from behind you and so on and so forth. And
Did you notice as we had a demo with Jeff with multi-channel audio with some tracks and it was pretty cool. Some songs really use it to a cool effect. I agree, but it's an effect, right? It's not
It's like that Q sound. Remember that back in yesteryears?
Yeah, it's
Madonna did one of the tracks on the Q sound. It sounded, but you had to have a certain system set up to get it right, and it sounded cool. But that was only one track out of how many thousands that were available at the time.
I don't know. I guess I've become for music much more of a stereo purist in a weird sense, and it's only because this Atmos is being pushed relentlessly on music.
No, I still like my '90s playing music stereo.
Like I don't care that much at the end how as long as it sounds good, like whatever format it's in. But like that we must have everything in Dolby Atmos. It's sort of like it must be MQA or it must be
something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a point in it. I like for what I've consumed and how I consume it. Really, it doesn't affect me much. And maybe it's the fact that I have the best of the best that B&O has for speakers, and the stereo imaging on these is superb. Like there is nothing better to it, right? So I don't really need the experience of the theater or that theatrical surround experience to listen to my music artificially upmixed by True Image per se. Like when I listen to music, it's going direct to channel only into the '90s, and that's that.
Yeah, I have a fake quad like back in the day, Stereo 4.
Yeah.
I always loved Stereo 4, and I'm like, it's
the Speaker 4 back in the day. Yeah, Speaker 4 was a fucking juicy preset because it sounded great. Like it brought up the bass and the dynamics to the next level.
Yeah, that's what I do with the 50s, and like I open the door and the window and sit outside and go like, oh, this is wonderful.
Just juicing it. Yeah, I know.
And then you come inside and it's like, what?
Oh, it's worse than a construction site. It's just loud as fuck. Yeah.
I mean, I give it a week or two, maybe 3, and then I can put the big sliders open.
Why? Because the bugs die down a little bit.
That too, but also the geckos go in hibernation and stuff.
Well, so none of that
I mean,
shit.
it's not that we have a lot, but like
they find their way in.
Yeah, especially when you open doors and stuff for a longer time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also when we open the slider up on the front here, and then the other one there, the cats go crazy and they start running circles through the doors.
It's a new what is it called? The new racetrack unlock, right?
Parkour.
That's it, parkour. Oh my god. So yeah, I got a new software update on everything.
That doesn't change anything.
Well, I actually was not that I was actually shocked, but it gave me a software update summary, believe it or not, for the first time.
Oh, may I have a small 2-minute rant
sure.
quickly? With this latest update on the app and whatnot, if you want to temporarily disable the room compensation, you go into your speaker preset and they all make the white noise shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really fucking annoying because you cannot hear the difference between room compensation and not. Because like all the speakers,
I haven't played with it.
It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, how am I supposed to notice the difference? Like, this is really goddamn annoying.
Yeah, I haven't played with the room comp off. I just have it set up the way it's set up, and I don't touch it now. And since the lap force disappeared, I don't really need to go and jam a microphone inside it and take the grill off and blah 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 and remeasure the room. I
understand, but I just redid it, right? And before it was in its separate tab, and you could just flick it on or off, and you would hear the difference. Now, if you're listening to music, right, like the music goes completely off. Like you get that sort of white noise kind of thing because everything he thinks is, oh, you're going to reset settings for distance or whatever. Then you toggle it. Then you can go out of the menu. Then it starts to think, oh, okay. And then like 20, 30 seconds later, the music comes back again. And then once you go back in, it's on again. So like, I'm not sure if the toggle worked or not. Like, this is so annoying.
Oh, yeah, I need to play with it.
Because the toggle for like it's now under sound settings where like just like you put in distance, right? If you're listening to anything while you change the speakers go off, They just go into that sort of white noise mode.
That's interesting. So, anyways, the new update: system stability resolved internal memory issues that improve overall device reliability and significantly reduce unexpected reboots during use. I haven't had that so far, so good.
No.
Connectivity: your device now reconnects to wired Ethernet much faster when waking from standby. We've eliminated the unnecessary delay that was slowing down the network reconnections, ensuring your device is ready when you are. Audio experience: improved optical audio input connectivity for more reliable playback from your digital audio sources, which I agree there was some issues with that. Resolves issues: fixed an issue where line-in audio would stop working after restarting your device when using Google Voice Assistant. Fixed audio connection problems when using optical input that could cause playback interruptions. Fixed system memory issue that were causing unexpected device reboots. And last but not least, fixed the network connection or reconnection delays after the device wakes from standby mode. So that's what's changed. To the good of it or better of it, we'll see. I
I've
certainly
not had-
haven't had any problems, like knock on fucking wood, I guess, but I've never had any issues since I've really moved here, other than every now and then Vincent goes full fucking tonto and I have to reset the router because it lost, like, it's an IP conflict on the inside on the display. It says, right, that I'm fucked here, but internally everything works. Like the BLI will still control and reroute commands through the Philips Hue and the Bio Remote one, and the Halo works, right? But you can't listen to anything, and obviously YouTube doesn't pull down anything from the system, so it's the shits. I'm gonna close the window because it's pretty cold here now. But yeah, the new updates, so far so good.
Well, it is. If you sort of reverse back to what you just read, you can sort of see what sort of issues people are having, right? For what the updates are for.
Yes.
Which is kind of interesting.
But
I mean, it also is odd, right? Because you would think those memory issues would affect more people because it's just generally how the code is written and how memory is used. But why are certain people affected by it and not others?
I think it's ISP as well. Like, it's the way the internet works in their homes.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of these scenarios that are maybe ran on default routers, like I have it right now, because I just don't see a need on putting in Ubiquiti stuff because I'm not going to be here for much longer anyways. And or you have people that, like yourself, like you're still relying on that piece of shit no matter what. Like, no matter what you put in there, if you put it in bridge mode or whatever mode, you still are only dependent on then one device that if it starts malfunctioning, doesn't matter how robust your network is in the house, it's over, right?
Yes.
So, and it takes a while for like to even go through it because, like, what the fuck, right? You think all of your stuff is like something is weird on it, and maybe it's a software, this and that, but at the end of the day, the weakest link is always at the coming directly from the wall into the first device that gives you the internet.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the case just about everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my local network is fine unless there's power issues, right? But
yes. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's hard for me to know if it's the network or whatever because everything inside the house works other than the YouTube doesn't. I'm like, what the fuck? And then you go to the router and it's conked out.
Sigmund says B&O needs to provide a compact system that can provide something in the neighborhood of Dolby Atmos, a below theater thing. Well, that is coming, but this is where like Atmos gets weird, right? Because like to play Atmos, you do not need a lot of speakers in a technical sense, right? You will get a better result, but with one speaker, literally, you can already play Atmos. Will it sound great? No. There is a new soundbar coming, and I'm 100% certain that will be Atmos certified. How many speakers can you hang on that thing? Or would you want to? I don't know. We'll see soon enough. I mean, give it, 3-ish weeks?
Yeah, and it's gonna be out. But I also think that the new software update on the core enables the DPL to be used, right? So technically, you could have a not a full surround, but you can have left and right power link and DPL two speakers in the back, or DPL two speakers at the front and have a subwoofer, maybe one sub on each side if you really want to go juicy on it. But that's a capability there, and I know that capability was there before because they've had it on one of their beta softwares and they took it off. But the DPL works for sure because Mozart is Mozart, man.
Yeah. So I don't know. It seems like you're asking for a smaller, compact System 5, right? With like, I don't know, 4 power link and some Ys and some DPL. Because I mean, you could put that in a box like 4 times the size of a current BeoConnect core, right? So you'd have a box about this size. Like, there's no
I
reason
think if they were to do it, I think they should do it like something graceful, like BeoSystem 4 type, but that is also rack mountable. Because B&O, I think, lacks in that sense where you couldn't bring that theatrical experience, like let's say with the Celestials and do the whole in-wall thing, right? With a nice drop-down screen and a big-ass projector with a big-ass screen.
Yeah.
And run it by, like what you would still have to have a center channel as a theater to go in there and arc out of it and blah, blah, blah. So I think that there is a need for that, but then also that comes with the control. Like you would only be able to resort on Halo because it's a Wi-Fi remote, right? Because if it's in the rack somewhere, 2, 3 floors below, or in a room that doesn't have Bluetooth penetration whatsoever, on the rack especially, you're fucked, right? So there's no IR anymore, which also is sluggish comparatively. Like me using the Bio Remote one on the theater and compared to like let's say Apple TV on the Avant, like the delay now, like you can notice it significantly, which never really existed for me back in the day because I was used to that only, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that means a lot of these things you only notice because you have 2 differences in the same house, right?
that's right.
Like,
And
I don't know, if you had a G1 and what is it, G4 currently?
yeah, you can see
Like
the
that,
difference also.
but if you would see it because you have the same thing, but again, like if you only had a C3, I mean, I have a C3 in the bedroom and this was it C2 in the living room. Those are so close.
Yeah, there's not much difference between those.
The only real thing I notice is that the C3 has so many more shitty ads on it on the home screen.
Yeah, I've been trying to delete them, but somehow when there's a software update, they always kind of just bloat more into it, right? The ones that never been there.
Yeah.
So
Also, the C3 gives me many more weird software update issues, right? Because somehow it resets a lot of things. And if then the remote doesn't work, it either switches to HDMI A, which is nothing, or it goes to LG channels for some reason.
that's weird. That could also be a video board issue at some point if it does that weird shit.
Well, you turn it off. I need to put that use your, what is it, C9 as a remote, whatever setting, that one tab that is in the one thing, and then it all works again. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, but I don't know. So far I'm very happy with my system. The display serves good. The theater works without any issues. Stands, no problems. So
I wonder
can't
if the
complain.
Mozart chip is powerful enough to do, like what Sigmund says, to do the Sonos thing, right? Where you just multi-room connect it all through each other.
Well, that's the DPL essentially, right? But then you just kind of just disable the speaker's functionality.
It might be, but I also wonder if you run into like legal issues, because I bet you Sonos has that shit patented like crazy and will sue, and then like even if you find a loophole, right? Like because Sonos has a shit ton of money that they can probably throw away to protect themselves. I'm not necessarily sure B&O's in a position to just take legal chances like that.
Could it be also the reason why they don't have the HDMI synchronization enabled for multi-room systems? because Sonos has a patent on it, right? Because
Maybe,
that's been
maybe.
an issue for a long time since the
Yeah.
Avant, like since the HDMI was ever a part of B&O. The delay was just ridiculous.
Harry Mark says, so there won't be a surround update on the new core. I'm not sure we can be definitive on that.
If they can run 4 DPL speakers off the core, which I think so far it's only 2, if they can run 4 and you can run the power link to whatever, then yes, I guess you can buy one BeoLab 8 as a center channel and do 4 BeoLab 8 as the fronts and rears.
Don't forget there's another thing, right? Just because it's technically possible doesn't mean they necessarily want to do it.
Yes.
I mean, for several reasons, right? Like, because what's the reason then if you really want that, but therefore are okay with buying a theater, but now you just buy a BeoConnect core? Like, what's the benefit to B&O on that? Nothing. If anything, they lose an enormous amount of money in a sale.
I mean, that's also one of the reasons why there is no BeoLab DPL transmitter, I mean, the receiver yet, or ever will be, more or less.
I would like it to come, but I almost understand, like, if you are going after the very high-end luxury people, it's sort of going like, why do you want to keep all this old stuff? You keep it in a different system in a different room, fine. But like,
Yeah.
why not buy a set of 8? Like, why do you want all this extra wire nonsense, right?
Everybody's leaning away from the wires now, which kind of sucks. But like the Internet of Things, I think it's very too much. Thanks, Anasty Mark, for your buy me a coffee. Much appreciated. But yeah, it's I don't think that if they introduce a DPL capability, like let's say 5-channel or 4-channel DPL capability on core, that they'll actually cannibalize anything. Because you still have a suffering with the with the center channel. Like, what are you going to use unless it's a specific use case for like a 7.1, 7.2, and 7.4 and 7.6 users, right?
They don't care about them anymore. They've lost care for that like 10 years ago.
So I also think that I honestly think that the DPL capability being introduced into the BeoConnect core and specifically just 2 channels is that there's a possibility, or very likely, that the new subwoofer, when it comes out, it's going to be DPL, so you can have 2 subs and 2 Lab 8s or 28s or whatever to it. That's how I can see that forthcoming. I think the DPL is more or less for the 0.1 channel to be introduced in near future when the 19 hits the bucket, because 19 is now retains as the only non-mode certified platform speaker, other than, well, the legacy of 50s and 90s. Everything else is now being replaced by the smart, right?
Yes.
So,
but there's just a pass-through on the 19, which everything else like 50s and 90s still have.
But I think that with the introduction, let's say, the DPL sub is you can also have a 2.1 system. But then I guess then the BeoConnect core goes to the people that just have an LG panel existing and they want to have an ARC output into their, let's say, set of Lab 8s with the subwoofer attached to it.
Oh, it works great. I've used it for a long time like that before, and it's fine. Like, and because it's Mozart, right? Like, things like 18 sound fucking amazing.
Is Elmando a good option? Elmando is a great option too, but it's not B&O-ish, right? But it's still, I don't know if you've seen the latest. Brad was actually showing me the links and such. They had made an adapter wall bracket, or I mean a bracket, for an LG screen with a Avant speaker system come out of it from the bottom, full control. And the floor stand also is fully controlled. So it's a pretty nifty idea. But yeah, Almanto's pushing on stuff that, at the end of the day, when your Avant dies, the speaker box is usually still good condition, unless you have it somewhere very dusty and then the mechanics are effed. But other than that, it's a salvageable thing to do.
Yeah, but that's...
Where is that? There is one that is... Uh, the adapter. I'm gonna get more soda while you look for that. But yeah, there is or at least it's in coming soon. I don't think it's there yet, but it's in coming soon, Mikey. If there is such a thing, 'cause I don't read German. Fuck.
Einbaugehause für Biovision Avant Lautsprecher.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That's where you build it into the speaker of the Avant.
Yes. So you can have an LG screen with an Avant center channel come from underneath it with the full surround and Wi-Fi, I believe, as well. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, these are all pre-orders. They have a bunch of VESA options as well for all those stands, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's Almando's pushing also pretty good in my opinion. Kudos to them.
Together sounds.
Is that interesting though?
The Avant motorizer wall bracket can be controlled. Interesting.
Yeah, the whole thing can be ran.
This is an alternative to the repair of a defective BeoVision Avant. Huh. So essentially you somehow take the speaker box out of your Avant, then put
Well, that's the first thing that comes out before you want to fuck with the board anyways. So it's already out.
So you keep the Avant speakers and the sound system.
Well, that whole module is one piece. That whole thing is a one piece, other than
then
the
you
black.
just use an LG somehow. That's kind of amazing.
That's a great idea. So that's
and you can keep using your stand.
And it works with the Bio Remote 1. Right? Like that's insane.
Good shit. Wow.
So with that, you probably have a better picture than the Avant ever had, right?
Yeah.
As far as the whole HDR nonsense and everything else. But yeah, there's the mounting plates and all this shit. So, and it all works. There's an adapter plate for for the wall bracket.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the most severely overbuilt wall bracket for anything OLED.
Ah, bro, but they built one for they basically did one size fits all, right? Which the worst one was the 85. That was insane. I so remember hanging those TVs up, man, on the walls. Oh fuck, was that ever a stressful event?
So if you have one something like this and your kid ever decides to hang off the TV, it's fine.
Oh yeah, that thing will hold you. Like I remember both of us, me and Nick, we would both hang off of the wall bracket testing it if it'll rip out or not.
Yeah, because if it does, you're fucked and you need to redo it.
Oh, dude, like then the TV's fucking done too, right? Because like if it falls down from that size, or I mean that height, the size of the screen, that the whole glass is just it's all tempered glass, so you'll never sweep all this shit in your life. So yeah, there's that adapter box that you show there that shows basically that plugs in the stand and everything.
Wow.
I think that's sick.
Well, for the DIY crowd, because broken Avants are really quite cheap, because I mean, obviously they are. But there's 9 out of 10 times there's literally nothing wrong with the speaker.
No.
I mean, the strongest bit about the original Avant 28s and 32s, right, is still the speakers.
Yeah.
I mean, and having this with an LG on top is kind of cool if you hang it to the point where you still get the speaker doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm sure it mounts directly flush with the bottom of that the entire deal.
If you're saving everything on DIY, this is one of the few times I would say get an actual G panel, because then I don't have that bump.
Yes. The G panel would look sick on it too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So put that in your pipe.
For my current purposes, I really don't care if it's C or G, because like it's on a wall. Like I don't really look at it sideways like that anyway.
Mm-hmm. No, it matters on the theater or on top of the theater, in any relation to it, really. But yours is disconnected to the point where it really makes no difference.
Yeah.
But then again, like if I were to do a, let's say, black anthracite, I would go with the C panel because the black edge.
That's another
Same
thing.
with the gold one.
My C panel has a black edge, which I'm still to this day very happy by. Like,
So-
thank you, BeoTalk Horst, for like he ordered that, and I had no idea. I was sort of expecting it to have the sort of mismatching aluminium, and I got it. And it was like, hey, I didn't know that was a thing. And he's like, nor did I, but I saw it as an option on the drop down, so that's what I did. It's like, yes.
Yeah, with the black frame, yeah, that would be cool if they did that for the G panels too. But I don't know if they sell enough. I think they do sell enough throughout the dealerships that they could do a custom order for a few thousand, right?
I guess you can get a permanent marker out and just go.
Yeah, that looks like shit. But at the end of the day, like if you look at it, the G's really changed inside, never outside, as far as the picture, not the picture, but the frame itself, right? Like that
Yeah.
structure, I haven't seen any difference in construction of. So like they could have had been producing this for what, last 3 years at least.
Yeah, but that's what they do, right? Like the exactly the chassis as such stays the same for 2 generations, and then they change everything again.
But they haven't really changed much on the G's from the G2 to G5. Like I don't think that the screw pattern is different for the outside frame mounting than it was from the G2.
Yeah, but there's a thickness difference and air
Mm.
path difference and shit like that.
Oh,
And,
so there is a difference in some ways.
where the sort of integral VESA mount thing is.
Mm-hmm. But that wouldn't make any difference. I'm talking about the outside perimeter edge,
Yeah.
just that frame line. Because the back, yeah, that changes maybe in a way. Now they supply the rattly ass back plastic cover, which is the same color as the actual back of the panel. Oh my god, that's bad news. Don't leave it on. Get the one from B&O that they charge 1 cent for or whatever the fuck. It's just a piece of proper metal with proper padding that goes on the VESA. Because that plastic nonsense is bad. Or fill it with some kind of a foam or whatever so it never moves again. Because that thing just micro vibrates like crazy.
I'm going to have to send this Armando thing to a buddy. Because he has an Avant and it's still working, but...
Consider that.
Because I'm really quite impressed by this.
Mm-hmm. No, I was too when I saw it, and I forgot to mention it last podcast, but I, it came to me. So here's a nugget.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat, actually. It's just armando.com. But in case people are seeing it and going like, where the hell is it?
Yeah. Thank you, Sigmund. Much appreciated as well.
Thanks, Sigmund. Thanks for keeping Willie awake with coffee.
Yeah, my girlfriend just came back with some, so that's good. But yeah, it's B&O's funny like that in a lot of ways.
Since the core only
they should make an adapter for the core, no matter what. I don't know if there's a way to like hackify it to make a BeoConnect core IR receiver, so you can do the alarm clock commands to it, and then I would put my shape up, maybe take down not here, but in the next apartment, I'm gonna put my shape back up in the bedroom, unless the situation permits, and I would put up shape as my rear heights, which that would also kill them off fucking good. But we'll see.
Since the core of the viewers are still here at this late in the show, and we've had a bit of time to think about the colors of the Centennial collection, what do you guys think about it?
Well, I was gonna say that before it all changed there, but option 4, I think. Link option 4 on that poll, which is not great. I don't think it's I don't know, maybe the soundbar will turn it around a little bit when it comes out. It looks
Yeah, but
beautiful,
it's
by
not
the way.
part of it by the.
By the looks of it, it has nothing to do
Yeah.
with anything other than that it comes out at the same time where they just happen to launch all the other products.
I mean, I vacillate between it's okay and not great. And it's not that I dislike the colors, but it almost doesn't seem like a collection. And that's what would, like, for a collection to be a collection, right? There's like some through line other than we all have blue power cables now.
The power cable cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because there's nothing distinctive really about the BeoPlay A5. Yes, I guess,
I mean,
maybe
I
they
like
should
the
have saved
50s,
that. Maybe they
but
should have saved the aluminium for the 100th anniversary and come up with that braided paper now before, right?
yeah.
Just to make it more spectacular. Because the A5 in the aluminium is very nice in the spaced aluminium.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, I love the A5. Like, that's extremely well done, and it is quite different. The 50s, I like them as they are shown, but you can make that out of the spare parts bin they already have. Like, it doesn't seem like there's anything special about it because the front and the backs you can just order.
I'm surprised the level wasn't included in that.
The A9 is sort of like, okay, uh, because it's an A9, a special color cover is really sort of not something to write home about.
I don't know, but the A9 almost reminds me of, like, having that alphabet uh, family member that needs to be included in every single anniversary. And that's where the A9 falls into it. Like, it just somehow it always has something that, like, there's this Nordic edition, and there was this edition, and the contrast edition, the 90th anniversary that was there. Now we're doing the 100th. It's still there, but it's just more boring than it used to be. They should have gone with something different, or at least, custom design print
Or done a two-tone on the legs, like a
yeah,
New York edition dipping, right? Like, it's
that's
just
right.
like that. They are so easy to dip compared to everything else.
So yeah, there should have been a little bit more. I'm surprised that the BeoSound 2 is not included in that, since there is, like, all the plethora of the Atelier colors. Like, they could have just made it that blue, the anniversary centennial blue, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
with the brown acoustic lens on it or whatnot. I'm pointing here because I have a BeoSound 2 on the side of me, or BeoSound 1 rather. I guess the old schooler, the old timer. Yeah, it still serves the purpose of being a source of music for my bedroom.
I mean, the only maybe it's partially because it's BeoSound 2, right? Like, that, was it that Enner or weird collab they did with that?
This looks like it was fucking saved out of a house fire.
I do like it though.
Me too, but it looks like it was saved out of a house fire, or it just started burning from the inside of it based on those marks.
Mr. Potato Fries is an A9 is like your little brother. Your mom makes you take him with you.
Exactly, exactly. That's what it is.
Like,
So,
God damn it, I
yeah,
have to take you again.
here's Timmy. Fudge. But yeah, this one is kind of cool looking, but it's definitely, I don't know, man. It looks this would look good in a garage. You know what I'm
I think
saying?
it would
Like,
look really good in my kitchen, but I don't think I can get away with that at the moment.
if I were to put one, I would put a regular silver one in my kitchen, and
Yeah,
maybe
that's what
swap
I
the
have right
BeoSound
now.
and swap the BeoSound 1 for the Emerge in the bath in a hallway, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do with the Emerge. Hook it up at a center back channel into my theater and bring everything down by 4 dBs in my house. Such a good idea. So, but it's not even
I
a
mean,
center back assignment
I
on
do
it.
love me a BeoSound too.
It is a beautiful, like, I'll never forget when they showed it to us before it was even launched, when I was at BNO in 2015, and they showed us this.
I mean, again, initially not a design I loved. I loved the BeoSound 1 a lot more, but that's gone. And
Is that kettle thing even available anymore for it or no? I don't think so anymore. Hey,
I think so in the spare parts, in
the
the
kettle charger,
accessories.
because I would put that. I would just buy that for the BeoSound one that I have for the shits and giggles to have the kettle charger on it, because it's a
It's
kind of cool
such a
idea.
useful accessory. You almost wonder why you didn't get it with it.
I know. Well, it wasn't available when it first came out, but that's something that I definitely still ponder to see if I can get. I might talk to Kareem. Kareem, if you're watching, call this. I'm gonna call you on Monday and get a kettle charger for my BeoSound one. And he's gonna laugh at me too because it's the same thing, like saving a BeoLab 11 for no reason.
I mean, the BeoSound 1 in the piano black was amazing. In the New York edition was fucking cool.
That was one of the most beautiful ones that they've done by far. No, it's all anodized. I mean, Mr. Patashford, it's all anodized.
Yeah,
The
it's
whole
that
thing
weird
is,
fashion brand that welds
yeah,
fake pods that sell you shit in space potentially somehow.
yeah, it's gonna be another Stockton thing. But
And they sell the what is it, the RFI jackets where like you can't get any signal through your jacket and that sort of shit.
so their phone never rings when you're outside.
Yeah, you literally have a pocket where like your phone goes dead if you put it in.
Wow, it's a good idea. Sometimes I guess it's a next level airplane mode.
Well, you really needed one of those in your old apartment when you microwaved anything.
Fudge, remember that?
Yes.
So for all the new viewers, this is years ago when I was living in Calgary. I think it was a Panasonic microwave, or no, Samsung. It was a Samsung microwave that I had an Ubiquiti Pro access point mounted in the kitchen, like in the ceiling, which like it was fucking giving. I could get my Wi-Fi down in the public barbecue 7 floors down. But when I turned on that microwave, it fucking cut off everything, man. Like it literally, like I was wearing a lead apron when I was heating up stuff in it because you never know how much radiation you get. But yeah, that was insane. That I never, son of a bitch, man. That was the worst microwave I've ever had a chance to use. But yeah, I stood far from it when I was doing shit. I don't know how far it reached, but I'm not gonna leave my apartment for 2 minutes while it beeps. But that thing was, man, that definitely shaved a couple of years off my life, just heating up water. Yeah, I've never had a microwave that would kill the Wi-Fi completely, like completely, just everything gone. Other than if it was hardwired to work, if it was not, done deal. So I need to reset the theater. I have some questions at the theater. There are HDMI switch. Can I use the theater through HDMI ARC? HDMI only for sound purposes only. Go to Samsung TV. Yeah, you can put the ARC in it in a Samsung. It's just gonna work based on. I would delete in the Samsung screen. I would delete the SmartThings app to get the fuck rid of that because that starts doing havoc with the ARC for some reason. And get rid of that built-in TV, which I think is the SmartThings. But get rid of those two apps from the Samsung and enable the ARC, and you should be fine. If it's a Samsung frame, then there is a little bit more trickery to it because the goddamn TV stays on, which also somewhat more or less keeps the ARC alive, but not really
Yes.
with the theater. So it's kind of hanky. I don't advise people using Samsung frame TVs with the theater at all. And like, if obviously if your status quo is the fact that you have a Samsung screen, just fucking wait for it and pray for it to die and get a G panel or an LG panel to begin with. And once you install the BNO app and you connect them correctly, then you'll have no problem. But unfortunately, you are using more or less, I guess, two remotes because the ARC, it won't control the TV. So you have to use the Samsung remote for all your shit.
Yeah, or you use the app to change sound modes.
Or you use the apps and you can use the sound modes to change the app or change the sound modes in the app. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, but that's my general experience with it, and my experience with the theater was last 2 years, and with Samsung that they're If they work well, no problems. But 98 to 100% of the time, I would say almost, the client ended up changing the panel for an LG with the theater. But if you're in that bracket of AV equipment, like what's another fucking 3-4 grand for a TV that is going to work properly without you looking like a dickhead when your friends come over, first of all, which is may not happen as often as you think, but when you have to suffer with it every day, that's not cool. And TV, sometimes I've had people that the TV just turned on randomly on its own with frames. So
Yeah. I mean, on our Discord,
it.
there's several people that have something other than an LG, and it works. You'll definitely be in the minority. I think only Sony does a weird augmenting thing to audio. I don't think Samsung has that. So I think you're good there in that sense. It's just like you'll have your own peculiar issues, especially with like the frame, right?
Yeah.
Because
Okay, so the last point before we go. So it says the WAF topic with the frame. I completely understand, but at the end of the day, I don't know how you live, but most of the clients that we've had that they had the Samsung frame TVs, they barely ever watched them. They bought them for the display. They bought them for that goofy artwork that shows the giraffes, the fucking zebras and the wildlife and whatever, or your family pictures that I've had to load a couple times, and then you have to like give up down to your shoelaces and privacy for Samsung in order to upload those pictures onto your goofy ass screen. I really don't see a purpose of it. I think that the LG G panels are much more elegant than the Samsung frames. Given, yes, you can put a white frame on it, you can do whatever, but just because you can click the magnet on it, if you're buying a TV for the purpose of watching it, you're not buying a Samsung frame. That's my opinion. Especially when you're an B&O user, because those Samsung frame TVs, man, they're so cheaply made. Like I deal with them all the time, and they don't even look that cool. If you put them on an articulated bracket, like we've done a few installs, even though they're flush to the wall, they look perfect. As soon as you start moving it, the fucking display starts rainbowing and all that because it's so flimsy and cheaply made, and the display is subpar in every aspect to the LG screens.
It's very much a classic LCD screen.
Yes. Yeah, it's your fucking office
I mean,
monitor.
It works, but
it's your classic glorified office monitor. That's all there is to it. So on that note, yeah, if you can stick to your LGs with the B&Os, and you'll never look back because the controls there, the support's there, the firmware level of support is there for all the products included.
Also singular remote, but if you don't care about that,
that's just what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, I hope everybody has a very good week. We should be back next week. Yes. The week thereafter, I have to go somewhere. So hope everybody has a good time. Stay safe.
All right. Thanks for
see you
watching.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.